Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? How's it going? Hey, it is I, your boy TJ, and welcome to Step Up Your Game. And we do this every Tuesday at 8 o'clock at the top of the hour. And I come out to you live, and we talk about stepping up your game, particularly in the area of business and business and property, or property and business, but business in general. My job is to make sure that whilst we are having conversations, I can move you from the E of being an employee to hopefully to own a business into a B. And hopefully I can also move with you to where you become an I, and the I being an investor. And hopefully one day you live within those three spaces. But hey, you might be those fortunate ones who can turn out to be into becoming a big business. Why am I talking to you about all of this? Well, there are not so many people who talk about it. That is number one. And my job, which I've given to myself, is to say to you guys, together with the right information, we can do it. My name is TJ. I'm an author, I'm a property investor, I run businesses. I have failed and I've made it. But you might be wondering, what is he written? Well, my book number two, in which I have written, and my book number bing one. So I wrote this book right about in 2019, and this one just came out now. We're in 2022. My first book, which I wrote, is called From Bad Debt to Property Mogul in 2 years. I wrote this book with you in mind because I literally wrote, pouring up my heart, all the secrets of how I became Investor of the Year. Yep, at one point I was nominated and I won the award of becoming an Investor of the Year. And I give you all the secrets into this. But hold on, I came from being an underdog in bad debt of round about 5 million. And in this book here, I write about how you can become the first millionaire in your family. It's got nothing to do with the people next door. It's got nothing to do with me who might be watching you, but it's about you. How can you get your game on? Step up so that you can become the first millionaire in your family. Now, today I'm going to be talking to you about a particular business. Yep, a particular business that I have done. And by the way, welcome if you are watching me from wherever you are watching me. I'd like to say thank you for watching us and welcome to Step Up Your Game. On this channel here, we talk about just stepping up. You know, you might not know where you want to step up to, but hopefully I can give you some nuggets in terms of how you can step up. And then number two, if it is in that business that you want to do that, well, I failed in some businesses. I've made some losses. With making losses, I have learned. And with learning, well, they never say that you learn whilst you're at the top of the mountain. You learn at the bottom. And as I have learned, my job now today is to give you those nuggets. Well, today I want us to jump in into a topic of starting a business. How can you start a business? So on Tuesdays, we come out today and we talk about how you can start a business. And sometimes I come out with an idea or I come up with a business that I have done and I'll share with you in around about 15 minutes or so on how best you can start that business and make it work for yourself. And by the way, if you are already doing that business, in the description, there is a link. I would like to hear from you so that we can hear from people that are actually doing this business today, because some of those businesses I might not be doing them today. So, what are we going to be discussing? How to start up. So, before I jump on onto that one, I want to give you guys a scenario. We are in 2022, we are just coming out of COVID. I don't want to say that we are just coming out of COVID. They are predicting that this winter there is going to be another fifth wave for some of you who stay in South Africa. And if you're staying anywhere else in Africa, you've probably been hit with COVID or anywhere else in the world, actually, in a different way, in one or the other. But let's then talk about this COVID and the business that I want to talk to you about. Many people have made money within this COVID here. particularly in what I'm going to be sharing with you today, because I thought that living virtually was not possible at a time. But today, I can guarantee you in every household, there is a device of sort, be it a laptop, be it a tablet, be it is a cell phone, but there is a device of sort. And I did this business not so long ago. Actually, I remember when one time I was working at the bank, at Standard Bank at the time, and the guy that I was working with, he was in the security department for infrastructure. And he says to me, TJ, we need to start this business where we can start selling computers. And I said, selling computers? Well, I actually got a diploma in PC installations. And I was like, I know how to put PCs together, but well, I hadn't practiced it. It's something that I took up as a hobby, and how to put in computers together and things like that. If you ask me today, I have no idea how to do it. Like in my household, my son and my wife are the best techies, and surprisingly, I'm the one with the qualification, but I don't do it. Now, why am I telling you about computers? It is a business that just boomed from nowhere. And potentially, if you're watching this and it's now maybe out of COVID, you might be thinking that, oh, the business doesn't exist anymore. It does. So I'm going to tell you what the business idea is all about. So I'm connecting it to the time when I connected up with a mate of mine. And out of that, we then said, okay, fine, how do we start? And the starting point for us was that we contributed a 10 grand there, 10 grand there, and all of us together, we put in a pool of money. When we put in a pool of money, we then identified who's the wholesaler of computers. And we actually realized that in South Africa, there's so many wholesalers. And like it is worldwide, there are so many wholesalers of these devices. It can be a computer, it can be a tablet, it can be a cell phone, it can be anything you want. But why am I talking about this? It's because everyone else is living virtually. That's number one. Number two, our education systems are even moving more and more into computing. You can't exactly do a business without a form of a computer. So, like, if I look at my house, you probably have maybe a tablet. Each person has a computer, if not two, right? And maybe another one who's still damaged and still working. So what business am I talking about? I am talking about a business that is potentially not a lot of people understand, but it impacts every day. So how can you start a computer and service business? A computer and service business. So which means that you can service or you can maintain computers, right? For some of you, you think that this can be done only at the malls, but I've seen so many people that have started off buying computers at a wholesaler outlet, and then you can resell. So you're buying them, let's say at 3,000 or something like that, whatever spec it could be, and then you sell them. And when you sell them, you make a big profit. Right? So you make money by just trading. You buy, you wholesale, and then boom, you sell. Okay? You put your markup is just more expensive, so I can dictate to you how much it could be. So you could be buying a 3 grand and selling it 5 grand. You could be buying a 3 grand and you sell it 3.5. It's really up to you. Your business, you do whatever you want to do. Right? The second part of the business is that once you get a client that you have sold something to, this is what we call the second money. Getting second money from someone is very easy. It is easy. How do you do it? Well, you have sold them something, and potentially they don't know how to operate this thing. So you can maybe charge them to help them on how to get it going, to install it, to make sure that it's working functional. And when it's not working, they can call you for the maintenance part. That is second, third money, right? And if they want now to connect it to another PC, to another what, they now need special gadgets. there's lots of people that don't know how to do these things. And you could be on their speed dial. Yeah. And you could be providing that service, and that's what it's all about. Now, ladies and gentlemen, have I tried this business before? Yes, but I failed dismally in this business. A topic for another day on how I failed in this business. But in a nutshell, the business never actually took off the ground. Somebody stole my money. And one day I'm going to share with you that story on how someone stole my money in the computing business long before we started. And I was left in debt, lots of money around that. Now, this is the topic I wanted to share with you in terms of how you can do it. Do you need any qualification around this business? Not necessarily so, but yes, you do need. There are some people that just have a knack for technicality, but I'm talking about the actual business, not you can maintain the computers and things like that. You can own the business of buying and selling, right? So it basically means that you just need to know where you buy and you just need to know who your customers are. So if it is going to be students, then you focus on the computers that are obviously students driven. And at the beginning of the year, you know already students are going to be buying these. You're approaching them maybe before they even go on holiday. And then boom, you've got your customers for the next year, right? That's an example, right? I'm just giving you ideas here. Remember, this channel is about giving each other ideas. Now, let me go back now. You don't need to be a techie for you to know that. You just need to use common sense and read the specs. What can it do? What can it not do? Obviously, if you're going to be putting some money in it, you need to understand. I always say to people, whenever you're going to go into business, it is important that at least you have the fundamentals, the understanding of how this product of yours is going to work. So you're buying it at a wholesale and then you're going to sell it. When you sell it, you're going to make profit. When you make profit, bingo, you've just stepped up from where you were yesterday to where you are today, right? But I don't really like such kind of businesses. But let's jump on to talk about, okay, great. So you've got now the wholesaler and you've got your market. So how can you turn this into a business? How can you turn it into a business? Because when you're buying and selling, that's not a business. You're a trader, right? You're a trader, and the trader is not running a business. I like to run a business because a business, I can run it whilst I'm not physically working in that business. Does it make sense? A trader, I need to be there. So if it is computing, if I'm the maintenance guy, remember, I didn't say that become a maintenance guy. That's a job. We're not talking about jobs here. We're talking about creating a business. So when you're looking for people that can maintain, you're going to hire a maintenance guy, a PC maintenance guy, someone who went to school and how to maintain. Then you bring him into the business. Hey, how are you gonna make him? How are you gonna make that a business now? Well, you're going to pay this guy, let's say 10 grand, right, for his salary. So which means that we now need to get business that's over and above that on a monthly basis for us to be able to pay this. If you get another guy on top of that who's going to do the sales and it's sales driven, then all of a sudden now you have a business. And I can now stop focusing on that business because I've got a sales guy and then I've got another doer who is in the business. And with those two, I now know that my business is running. I'm getting cha-ching. So the guy who's selling can be my trader, right? And the guy who maintains is my maintenance. And I'm getting the moolah because I run the business, right? So that's how you can become a business person. So you're stepping up into the computing world, but obviously you need to know where to get all of these things. And it might be beneficiary as well for you to know how to fix these things because the day that your mechanic doesn't pitch up, the maintenance guy, right? You can step in and you can do it. It also helps sometimes, but you don't have to. Would I want to do this business? Yeah, I'll do it. I would definitely do it. It's something that I wanted to do a while ago, and I will do it now, especially for the fact that in all of our households, in all of our households today, there is more and more of these gadgets that we are seeing. So it basically means that the demand is continuously growing. And obviously, there is other big players that are out there. So maybe you can go to Macro, maybe you can go to Hi-Fi Corp, maybe you can go. There's bigger distributors, the Apples and all of these places, the iStores, right? But not everyone will be able to go into those places. So how best can you make yourself a boutique? What do I mean by boutique? How can you specialize into something so that you can approach your client with a personalized service where they can call upon you and you can be able to deliver that service? Does it make sense? I think it does make sense. So I'm going to ask of you. You always know that when we are talking here, I, I'm always welcoming to hear questions from you, particularly about what we are talking about or anything in general in business. But I've just covered. Would I be able? I've just covered within this session now this particular business that we're talking about. So, have you found your next hustle and for you to step up into business? So, in previous videos on our YouTube channel, you can be able to see other topics as well that we have discussed about different businesses. Some of them I've done. And obviously, I want to speak to something particularly that I've done or something that I would prefer to do and why I would do it. So this one I've given you my thinking in terms of if I'm to do it, why would I do it? I gave you around about three reasons. So reason number one is that the world is becoming more and more virtual. Number two, there is more customers that are coming up, so the spike is there. And number three, I can make it a business, so it can run outside of me and I can make some money. Obviously, we run businesses to make some money. Now, I also spoke about how can you make it a business, right? About bringing resources, but also about educating yourself in how to run a business and how to run your product. Right? Would I do it? Definitely do it, right? And how can you start this business? Research, 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 research. If it is computer distribution that you want to do, you look for wholesalers. Maybe start with one or two computers that you can literally go and buy. You can add it out there, see how it goes. How fast can you sell it? Right? Can you sell it in a day? Can you sell it in 2 days? Now, I'll give you an example. So you buy a computer today, you put it on online, and you sell that computer, let's say, in 2 days' time. And in 2 days' time, you make a profit of let's say, 1,000 of your money, of let's say 3,000. That is a working, like, it's a huge profit in terms of returns compared to having your money sitting at the bank. But hold on, let me tell you something else. This is also exciting. The same game that I utilize in my real estate to utilize other people's money, the bank's money, when you start buying more and more from these wholesalers, they open what is called a credit line for you. So you can start buying some of these products, right, on credit, and you sell them without even putting your own money in it. Why wouldn't I want to do a business like that, where I buy something without putting in my own money and I sell it? Why wouldn't you want to do that? But obviously, not all wholesalers will obviously start by just offering up to you this. Right. Well, my name is TJ. I'm hoping that you've been enjoying the chat that I've been having with you. And I don't see any comments today in terms of what we've been talking about. But I urge you that in the comments in the section below, you can literally put in a comment and you can ask me any questions to promise you. I will come back to answer those questions. But I also want to say before I go, if you run a computer business, I would like to have a conversation with you so that I can understand how you started and where are you today and how do you do it. And obviously, by us learning from you, others can be able to learn as well. And that will always always make us or step up if obviously for other viewers that is the business that they would like to be in. Like I did say, in the comments below, let me know if there is anything else that you would like to hear. But in the description, if you're one of those people that are doing this business, I want to hear from you. Hey, it is I, TJ. I will check you out on the next video. Cheers.